This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Robert and Glenda Linhoff Stadium in Schertz, Texas. It's week 2 of Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry. I'm Don Harris with my broadcast partner, Chuck McIntyre, down on the sidelines, and we have got a game in store for you tonight. The #1 team in town in the Brennan Bears in our TNL Top 10. They did not disappoint last week, Chuck, against #2 Reagan in their opener.
No, they were really solid, Don, completely looking the part. And then on the other side of the ball, you got the Clemens Buffaloes. They're young, they're dealing with some injuries early on in this season, and Jared Johnston knows he's got a good ball club. It's just a matter of time to see when that all starts to come to fruition. But both of these teams have got tremendous talent on both sides of the ball. I'm really looking forward to this matchup tonight.
Yeah, if you were with us last year, you saw Ashton DeBose as a sophomore, and Chuck, he's just grown physically and as a player going into here, this is junior year.
Don, I'm walking around on the sidelines before the game, and I went, man, who's that linebacker? No, wait, it's Ashton DeBose. He's just a junior now, but you're seeing it all on display right here on tape. He can run it, he can throw it, he's got great feet, and I think the biggest thing that you could say that Ashton's got going for him is he's never been afraid of the moment. The game is super slow for him, easily one of the best quarterback prospects in the area.
And one of the Buffaloes that will have their eyes on him is their defensive back, standout all-district safety from a year ago, Bryce Taylor.
Yeah, Don, this is a young man with an awful lot of skins on the wall. This guy was a key contributor as a sophomore on that really great Clemens team a couple of years ago. But Bryce is the man that will be commanding this Clemens defense. Not only that, he's an unbelievable athlete. He will return kicks, he will return punts. Anytime Bryce Taylor's around the football, something good is going to happen for the Clemens Buffaloes.
The Brennan Bears and the Clemens Buffaloes always in the playoff hunt in the San Antonio area, and we're looking forward to a good one. When we come back, we'll have our Thomas J. Henry Keys to the Game, Week 2, Thursday Night Lights.
Thanks for watching the Thursday Night Lights pregame show. Stay tuned for tonight's first half kickoff.
Welcome back to Linhoff Stadium. It's a beautiful night for football, week 2 of Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry. And right now it is time for our Thomas J. Henry Keys to the Game. And Chuck, we start off with Coach Steve Baser and those Brennan Bears.
Well, they certainly looked the part, as we talked about last week, against #2 Reagan. They just want to go out and play their game tonight, be a little bit better than they were last week. Don't want to turn the ball over, and then no mistakes on special teams. They really want to clean up some stuff that they did on that area of the game from a week ago.
Here's Coach Baser talking about tonight's matchup.
You got to focus on going 1-0 each week, and you got to move on from big win or a loss. You know, no matter what happened in the past, you can't change it at this point. You know, big win's a big win, and we'll remember that for the rest of our lives. But right now, it takes a lot of focus on Clemens. Urgency helps, and there's just, you know, having a more mature team. A lot of guys back from last year, they understand it's a process. It's a long process. The season's a long time, and so we got to go, you know, step by step. And last week was Reagan. That is over. It was a good step for us. We need to take another step this week, and that's Clemens.
And those Clemens Buffaloes lost a close one to Madison in week 1, had some opportunities, fumbled on the 1-yard line as they were going in. And so, Chuck, what are the keys for Coach Jared Johnston and the Buffs to bounce back in week 2?
Well, obviously they've got to control the time of possession and keep the ball out of Brennan's hands. Try to win the turnover battle tonight. That's going to be key. And again, you know, if Clemens can be better on special teams than they were a week ago, they're going to be right in this football game.
Here is the aforementioned Jared Johnston.
You know, our goal is getting our butt in the playoffs. And so we've got to work every day to get better. And you only get better by playing good teams. You know, that old saying, iron sharpens iron. And we're playing teams that is preparing us for our district play. So, you know, it's one of those deals where we know that we have talent and we saw some really good things on video. We got to get some stuff cleaned up. But it's just about every day coming to practice, a smile on your face, song in your heart, and really just having the opportunity to play the game and to get better.
We've got our national anthem coming up next. Welcome back to Linhoff Stadium. It is now time for our national anthem. Let's turn it over to our public address announcer.
The U.S. flag guards, Cadet Staff Sergeant Faith Goddard. With the Texas flag, Cadet Major Zoe Hernandez. And the Texas flag guards, Cadet Technical Sergeant Savannah Badwell. And tonight, the national anthem will be sung by the Samuel Clemens High School Choir.
It's about time for kickoff here at Linhoff Stadium. Let's go down to the field and Zach Hedrick.
Hey, Don. Well, so strong win tonight from right to left on your screen, something that both coaches kept in mind during pregame. Coach Johnson electing to have his team defer to the second half. You guys mentioned Ashton Dubose and the Brennan QB at the start of the open here for tonight's game, but a sophomore quarterback going tonight for the Buffs, so obviously Coach Johnson letting his defense set the tone before sending his young quarterback out there. Guys?
All right, thanks, Zach. Tonight's first half kickoff is sponsored by Rhino Roofers, and Noah Villegas of the Buffaloes will do the kicking. And back to receive for the Brennan Bears, Kyle Turner, Jaheim Lard, Avron Carter. And right now you're getting a look at Gavin Ramos, who's the deep man, and he'll let it go. And so the Bears will take over possession first, and our first look at the man we've been talking about all week on News 4 and Fox San Antonio, and certainly tonight in the pregame. And Chuck, that's Ashton Dubose.
Don threw for more than 2,000 yards last year. He had 29 TDs passing, another 12 on the ground. I mean, this young man can flat do it all, and it's just going to be a treat watching him operate. And again, even as a sophomore, just the poise and how well he sees the field, it's really extraordinary for a young man his age.
It's a South Texas Votech first down. He's got Lard split left, Aaron Dubose split right, turns and hands to the middle to Avron Carter, and barely a gain, if a yard. Good defense right there by the Buffaloes.
And it's going to be interesting, too, to see what Brennan decides to do when it does go to the air, especially early on in this football game, because as you mentioned, I mean, there is a stiff breeze going from right to left and right into the face of these Bears to begin this football game.
Evan Tapp with the tackle. We're going to call his name a lot, number 50. He had 22 tackles last week in the opening game. Second down and 8 for Dubose. Hands off again. Gain of about 4 right up the middle. Tap in on the tackle along with Sebastian Garcia. as we take a look at the Brennan offense. A very capable offense with some guys coming back, including Chase Campbell, who's a returning receiver. They got him listed at tight end this year. He was a favorite target. Jason Love's just a sophomore back there at running back as we go to 3rd down and 4 here. DuBose wants to look at his coaches on the sideline as they change the play. Different set here for DuBose. He's going to throw. He's got some time. You can see his poise. Throws underneath. Drilled right at the marker. Sean Thomas laying the wood, but it'll move the sticks. It'll be a 1st down. South Texas Votech, 1st down for the Brennan Bears.
Surveying the field, eyes completely downfield the entire time, and Ashton DuBose just checks it down, and his receiver pays the price, but they do move the chains.
Tyreek Tollfree in the backfield now, and if that name sounds familiar, it should. There's been about 6 Tollfrees play football at Brennan over the years. Darian, we called his name about the last 3 seasons. DuBose will keep. Nice fake, stumbles ahead of the 40, and there's Evan Tapp again. You say he made 22 tackles a week ago. He's already got 2 here on the first drive.
Evan Tapp doing a really good job shucking his block to make that play as we take a look at the starting defense for these Buffaloes, and Bryce Taylor on the back end, letting them all know where to get them in the right places, and good guy to have back there directing traffic.
Cornerback Miles Curry, number 9, also an all-district performer returning this year. It's 2nd down and 6 for the Bears. DuBose gets the call from the coaches, and there's a pre-snap penalty. As they'll take a timeout, and we'll take it with them. Brennan on the move here early in the first quarter. Air today, heating and air conditioning, game time weather, Lenhoff Stadium, 88 degrees. Chuck, it was supposed to be one of the hottest days of the year, and it was for most of the day, but nice little cloud cover and breeze before kickoff. Not too bad down on the field.
No, in fact, that breeze is pretty stiff. It's cooling everything down at least a smidge. And again, it's going to be tough to throw the ball deep unless you're Ashton DuBose. Of course, he could turn the wind around in his favor quickly.
All right, 2nd down and 6. Little counter coming the other way. Bouncing and breaking the tackle. Now the sideline is Avron Carter. Clemens did a good job reading that play, but he was able to break the first contact. Miles Curry finally brought him down.
Yeah, Brennan showing us a little bit of everything here. The left, right, up the middle, and just a great job by Avron Carter, lowering his shoulder, putting the boom, and getting his squad a fresh set of downs.
Another South Texas Votech 1st down. DuBose and Tollfree in the backfield. DuBose going to keep it himself. Now wants to throw. Does. Completes it. Close to a 1st down. And now getting the 1st down is Chase Campbell. Chase Campbell was a favorite target of his a year ago. Paul Menke, a sophomore safety, making the stop. But we saw it time and time again last year, even into the playoffs. Chase Campbell, a trusted receiver for DuBose.
Well, this Brennan team, Don, is loaded at wide receiver. They're going to rotate groups of 3 into this ballgame just to show you how deep they are. And Ashton DuBose has plenty of targets that he's going to be seeking tonight.
2 at the bottom of your screen. He rolls this way. Now looking deep, Tap pressuring. DuBose smartly throws it away, and good pressure by Evan Tapp.
Evan Tapp looking the part, and then Clemens, you can tell how well coached these guys are. I mean, just really good coverage downfield, Paul Menke included. Not to mention Bryce Taylor, of course, you'd expect back there. But just the patience of Ashton DuBose. Look, he just kind of glides. He's looking for somebody downfield. When nobody comes open, he A little stiff arm to buy himself another second, and then at the last second, lives to fight another down.
All right, so 2nd down and 10 now for DuBose and company. Clemens shows blitz, and they bring the safety. DuBose is going to take off. He breaks the first tackle, gets to the corner. Coming up doing a great job is Paul Mankey, the sophomore, to bring him down short of the stick. It looked like that could go for a long way. Mankey closed in a hurry.
Yeah, not only that, now he closed, took a great angle, but Ashton DuBose is not an easy man to bring to the turf. But again, he's looking and then sees a crease. He's going to tuck it and go. Breaks one tackle, but not the second one. Still a great play for the Brennan Bears as they face 3rd and 5.
And now in Clemens' side of the field. DuBose and Tolfree back there again. They'll turn and hand it. Breaking a tackle, Clemens defense closing. And that was Jason Love, the sophomore. Coach Baser telling me before the game, he's a good one, he's going to be a great one.
Yeah, Sean Thomas, 44 as well. This guy comes in with some bad intentions, and as you see what he's done so far this season, and it's like he's kind of shaking that one off as well. That was a high collision impacted play right there.
Had 2 big hits. That first one on the first play of the game, that was completion, maybe a collision of the game nominee. All right, 4th down for the Bears. Man in motion. DuBose wants to fire, now fires over the middle, and it's broken up. Again, the closing speed of Paul Mankey will switch sides of the field, and the Clemens offense will get the ball when we come back.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Hey, you're looking at Smile Cam, brought to you this year by Reese's Dental and Braces. A little Hawaiian theme going here tonight on the Clemens student section tonight. And we're going to get our first look right now at the young sophomore quarterback who is filling in for Ben Pruski, who was injured last week in the opener, Nathan Alvarez, the sophomore. Turns and hands off. First play of the game, good for some nice yardage. Torian Smith, the senior running back, picks up about 4 or 5. And Clemens having to change a lot of what they do, Chuck. They had a lot of quarterback run plays for Pruski. And now, with a sophomore, they'll be really relying on Smith and Lazarick Banks tonight.
Well, Don, you know, every season's going to present its challenges, and obviously this year for Clemens, they came back with only 2 starters on offense returning. Then you lose your senior quarterback, Ben Pruski, in the 3rd quarter of last week's game. Obviously, that's a lot to overcome, but I'm pretty sure that this Clemens team is up to the challenge.
They hand it right up the middle, and there's a big collision just about a yard in. And that'll set up 2nd down and 3rd down and long. Santiago Cruz, the linebacker for Brennan, was there.
Yeah, talking to Coach Johnston this week, he's like, man, you know, the upside is that I got a young guy that I believe in, and I think he's going to be a really good quarterback for this team, and some of my best players on offense are underclassmen. So these guys are getting a wonderful opportunity when you're taking on the #1 team in the city to get, you know, your first skins on the wall. It's kind of cool.
All right, Alvarez's first 3rd down of the game. Fakes, throws out to the flat. He's got a man wide open. It's Jameer Dudley, and he's off to the races before being run down by Tyler Turner, but he was completely uncovered, and the young sophomore, no problem to complete that one when you're that wide open.
How about this to get your confidence up when you're a sophomore, huh? Your first throw, you step on the field against the #1 team in town. It's an absolute strike, and it's a huge chunk play. Some big moments here for Clemens in this football game, and making them feel like they belong with the #1 team in town.
44 yards on the completion to Jameer Dudley. It's a South Texas Votech first down as they near the red zone. Inside handoff. Doing a great job coming up from his linebacking spot for Brennan was Julian Aves, I believe. That was Malik Tolbert on the tackle as we take a look at the Clemens starting offense. Hey, keep an eye out for number 5, Frederick DuBose. He's only a sophomore, but he's the district triple jump champion. Also a sprinter, runs a 100 and 200. He can fly.
Well, they're really excited about this young man and what he's going to look like in 2 years. He already looks the part.
Alvarez wants to throw, and just a miscommunication on the route. Dudley, the intended receiver, he went in, the ball went out. As you look at the Brennan defense, again, a pretty young squad on that side of the ball. Troy Guyton, the nose guard, kind of anchors that big guys up front.
Yeah, Don, I mean, this Brennan team was young last year. They're still young. And you know, we're talking about the #1 team in town. And, you know, what are these guys going to look like next year when they all grow up?
3rd down and 10 for Alvarez on a roll to this side, being pressured, unleashes it, was drilled as he throws, incomplete, and that'll set up 4th down.
How about that? 12 hanging in there tough, pocket collapsing, took a shot, but he's going to earn his stripes here pretty quickly. That's a pretty good first drive to start your high school career.
So Noah Villegas from the right hash, 38-yard attempt here early in the ball game.
He's going to love the fact that the wind is at his back.
Hold is down, kind of right down the middle. Kind of wobbled off his foot, but it's good. And Clemens is on the board first with a 3-0 lead here with 3:49 to play in the first.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Guild Mortgage.
Time for Band Cam, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. Tonight we take a look at the Samuel Clemens Band and the Brennan Band already on the track, getting ready for their halftime shows. We bring them to you every year. It's going to be a lot of fun. These bands are so good. One thing we love about TNL, man, we showcase not only the football teams, but the spirit groups and the bands. And, you know, the comment I get from people who watch TNL, I love the bands. Avron Carter and Gavin Ramos back to receive the kick off the foot of Villegas, who just made that 38-yarder, and it's going to be deep. They're going to let it go, and we're back in 15 seconds.
Being a teen ambassador gives me a push to be a better leader of my community, and it makes me happy to be of service to someone.
All right, so we get the second look at the Bear offense. Drive stalled last time at about the 30-yard line of Clemens. Down 3-0. DuBose with a straight drop, looking for a little bubble screen, completes it. Up the middle now is Jason Love, and that's that sophomore they like, still on his feet. He's got a South Texas Votech first down all the way past the 35. Paul Menke there on the tackle again.
And we talked about the youth of the Brennan Bears. I mean, this young man played a little bit as a freshman, but they like his speed and his vision, and saw a little bit of that on display on one play. A little shifty, too.
Toll-free checks back in.
Good job selling the screen on that last play, too, up front.
They send Lard to the right-hand side. They'll play action all the way. Keep for DuBose all the way here. And he's kind of wrangled by that Clemens defense. Got away from the first couple of tacklers and got a few more yards. Pick up about 4 on the play before Cameron Owens, also a sophomore, brings him down.
See how these Clemens Buffaloes are all in their right spot? These guys really well coached as we take a look at Joseph Montez from Brennan High School, and 6'2", 275. Coach Beza really likes what he's got up front, including big number 74, Gabe. We'll be watching him all night, too.
It's our Beluga Air player profile. DuBose goes deep, and that's broken up. Two number 7s colliding. It was intended for Avron Carter, but Bryce Taylor, the safety we talked about in the pregame show, does a nice job to get there and break it up.
Yeah, Miles Curry back there as well. Clemens again, just in the right place at the right time, and it's going to be tough if you're the team going from left to right early on in this game to throw the football because of how stiff the breeze is. But again, DuBose has got one heck of an arm, so but you would think on the surface that it is going to be tough in terms of being accurate with the football.
That was Curry on the breakup. Throws a little fade this side. Incomplete, intended for Chase Campbell. No flag. One-on-one kind of fly route. Cameron Owens with good coverage.
Yeah, really good coverage. Just a straight 9. Cameron Owens, just a sophomore, running stride for stride with the receiver. And again, DuBose doing a really good job with the football there. You don't want to underthrow it if your man's covered. Throw it deep and see if he can make a play. But underthrowing, give the defender a chance to break on the football.
Taylor back to receive the punt. Clemens trying to figure out the formation. Now they got Armando Acevedo in at punter. Flag flies. Good kick. Backs Taylor up to the 23. He'll be forced out of bounds there, but we'll have to see what the laundry's all about.
There's a flag on the play.
David Maxwell, our lead official tonight. You can see his crew there with Charlie Salinas, Michael Reinert, Howard Green, Jason Ogren, Landon Kemick, and Charlie Salinas Jr. Father and son working tonight. Here's David Maxwell. Illegal formation. So the punt will stand and the Clemens offense will run back out here. Let's take a look at our TNL top 10 this week. Had that showdown between 1-2 last week. Brennan stays in the top spot. Judson moves to number 2. You got Steele, Johnson, Smithson Valley, and Champion. Reagan falls from 2nd to 8th. Brandeis in at number 7 after that excellent performance by J.C. Evans here on TNL last week. And Southside, talk about a breakout performance. How about the Torres kid?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're going to turn that guy loose, and he's capable. I mean, 8 touchdown passes in one game. Give me a break.
Nathan Alvarez has got Torian Smith behind him. He wants to throw over the middle. It's caught. Frederick DuBose, sophomore to sophomore connection for a South Texas Votech first down.
Well, good clean pocket up front for the Clemens Buffaloes too with their young quarterback in there. But again, just dropping it back a couple of steps, and boy, it doesn't take 5 long to get over the middle of the field, does it?
And good confidence builder there for the young quarterback to complete a couple. Get points on that drive.
Yeah, took a shot too. I mean, so get his feet wet, know what it's all about.
DuBose comes this way, they hand it to him, and he doesn't have enough speed to get out of that turmoil. Julian Lormond there to make the tackle.
Yeah, you know, these Brennan Bears, they got a very good defensive line. You know, Tyler Turner was up there. A lot of traffic around the line of scrimmage right there. Brennan selling out as if the run was going to come right after the pass.
Nearing the end of the first quarter here, $1:24 to go. Clemens with that 3-0 lead. As you see Santiago Cruz, the linebacker who led that whole, I guess it's a den of Bears on the tackle. Alvarez fires it and batted down. Gavin Ramos there almost took that to the house.
About what you'd expect for a young man getting his first real game action in a varsity ball game, and not to mention as talented a defense as these Brennan Bears are. But you know, he's going to learn from that too. I mean, man, you can only imagine what's going through his head right now with everything that's going on in front of him.
Things moving fast. 2 wide receivers split right. He's going to be looking for one of them. Flag flies, and Alvarez is just obliterated. Ball's out. It'll remain Clemens' ball because Brennan couldn't recover, but Alvarez took a shot. He's right back up, and he's talking to DeBose on the route. Good to see he's okay because, boy, that was a big hit. All right, so they're going to call the hold, which is declined, as Dominic Province was the one who made the hit, but they could not get possession. Ball goes out at the 18. So it'll be
time to punt.
4th down and, I don't know, 50? End over end kick is going to be caught by Gavin Ramos. He called a fair catch. He had plenty of time to run that football, but instead, Brennan will have pretty good field position at about the 41-yard line. And don't forget to vote for our $5,000 band grant. Children's Hospital of San Antonio, as always, coming through with the band grant this year. If you want the Clemens band, text band 4 to 44332. For Brennan, it's band 3 to 44332. Remember, you got to vote. The band that gets the most votes at the end of the season gets that $5,000 band grant, courtesy of the Children's Hospital of San Antonio. DeBose wants to throw, now does, and it's broken up. Good coverage. Lard, the intended receiver. Miles Curry again with good one-on-one defense.
Yeah, you know, Campbell had a couple of touchdowns last week. Jaheim had one. Those are their seniors, but again, they've got a lot of talented wideouts on this Brennan football team, and as you see on display, Clemens ain't giving up in terms of, they got some athletes too. Miles Curry's a stud and made a really good play on that ball.
Trips left. They throw it out there. They complete it to Carter, and he's going nowhere. And again, it's Paul Menke on the stop. Bryce Taylor is there as well. And Landon Dietz in on the tackle.
Now Clemens playing with a little desperation right here, and you can see it. I mean, these guys are fired up. I mean, what they've done so far to keep this Brennan offense in check is really something else. They are flying to the football, and they are bringing some nasty when they get there.
3rd and 10 into the quarter. DeBose fires, caught, drilled, but enough for a first down to Avron Carter. Clock's going to stop with 3 ticks left. They're going to give him his forward progress all the way to the 45-yard line. And once they start the clock, that'll run it out. And that's the end of the first quarter. Clemens on the board first. They lead it 3-0, but the Brennan Bears are on the drive when we come back.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Welcome back. Switch ends of the field. That win not going to be an issue for DeBose here in the second quarter. He picked up a big first down right at the end of the first quarter, so he's got a new set of downs. He's got the wind at his back, and nothing a quarterback likes better than that when you get past that, the flags are even blowing a little harder than they were in the first quarter.
Yeah, now they're going to spread you out immediately. Look at this.
DeBose fakes like he's going to throw it. Instead, he gave it to Tollfree. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, didn't even get that far, as Travion Smith came up from his defensive end spot to make the tackle.
These guys are just swarming to the ball, and look at that, despite the rushing yards or lack thereof for Clemens, I mean, they end up with a pretty good first quarter all told, and although Brennan's got the more first downs, obviously the only thing that matters is 3-0 right now in favor of the Buffs.
2nd and 11. DuBose keeps, makes a man miss. That was Tapp there first, but Tapp's got help, and the Buffaloes stone him there at about a yard gain. Evan Tapp and Travion Smith credited for the tackle.
You know, again, Don, we're talking about week 2 of a very competitive high school football season. Both of these schools in highly competitive leagues. So, you know, both teams are kicking the tires on a few things too, trying to learn some things about themselves before they get to league play.
3rd and 8. DuBose, straight drop, fires in the flat, and it's knocked down. And again, it's Travion Smith. What a series for that young man.
And I'll tell you what, these Clemens Buffaloes have come to play so far in this football game. Their energy level is through the roof. As we take a look at this play, and these guys are just doing a really good job staying in their gaps and knocking balls down.
4th down, and Brennan is going to go for it near midfield. DuBose. The Bears coaching staff seeing what formation Clemens defense is in, change the play. It's a quick kick. DuBose with a little flutter punt. Takes a good hop for the moment down to about the 21-yard line. And that's where Clemens will have it when we come back. We're back. Clemens' possession. Alvarez turns and hands to Lazarick Banks. He breaks a nice tackle before being brought down, but a nice gain of about 6 or 7.
Yeah, Clemens has got a little thunder and lightning action too. Banks is a little shiftier, but both of these guys very capable of doing what they do on a Thursday or Friday night, and they're going to be doing a lot of RPO stuff. Actually, they did a lot of RPO stuff last week that they're not going to be able to do tonight, so they're going to be leaning on both of these guys.
The speedster DuBose at the bottom of your screen. Instead, they hand it inside, and the Bear defense swarming to make the tackle. Bunch of guys in there, including Oliver Arredondo and Santiago Cruz.
Now you see early on in this game, both coaches, when they have the ball on offense and when they're going into this win, being very respectful of just how windy it is going from right to left. And now we'll see what Clemens does on 3rd and roughly 5.
Send out Jameer Dudley wide left. The speedster DuBose, the bottom of your screen, and I believe they had an offensive lineman jump. And that's going to make 3rd down a lot tougher conversion.
Indeed it is. You go from 3rd and 5 to 3rd and 10. Keep an eye on the young sophomore, Don, Frederick DuBose. I think the Clemens coaches have seen him run a few routes, and he is really, really hard to keep up with. I'd be looking for him.
He's been soloed up a couple of times.
And they're going to have him again in the slot over here on the far side.
Kid can flat out fly. Alvarez instead hands in a little counter to Banks. And Clemens just playing it very conservatively after that penalty. They'll punt it away here on 4th down.
Yeah, you know, some of this is just managing a football game, right? You got a sophomore quarterback in it. You got stiff wind, 3rd and 10, and you got good running backs. So maybe do a little okey doke there, see if you can trick the Brennan defense, but they're all at home and make a play, and Clemens is into punt.
Tyler Turner, Gavin Ramos back. Max Webb will do the punting. A little pressure into that wind, but he gets a nice little roll. It'll be about midfield where the Bears will take over. And, you know, each week we shine a light on area teams that are making a difference in our communities with the Beyond the Game program. Let's hear more about this initiative. Here's Russ Bookbinder from San Antonio Sports and Valero.
Beyond the Game is an initiative that works with high school and middle school teams in all of our school districts to encourage them to get out in the community and serve. It also asks them to really reflect on some key values in their lives, both on the field, off the field. Beyond the Game is a great program to help our coaches as they try to teach their kids these values.
Valero's success is linked to its values of integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service. They are part of everything we do in business and in the community. We are proud to partner with San Antonio Sports and recognize the next generation of leaders as they develop these life-enriching values on and off the field.
We're absolutely thrilled that Valero has joined our team. They're a company that lives their values and makes San Antonio a better place for all of us. Nominate your team today by going to sanantoniosports.org. 4 teams will be recognized during the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by HEB on January 8th in the Alamo Dome.
Can't wait for the All-Star Game. Thanks, Russ. Thanks, Seymour. Of course, Valero and San Antonio Sports sponsoring that Beyond the Game initiative that is so important in our community. We see it every week. Just the great things that these teams are doing to serve their fellow man, whether it's cleaning up garbage or painting a house or building a house or reading to middle schoolers or elementary kids. Just a wonderful program, and you should just know there's great things going on with the youth of San Antonio all over town. It's Cowboys first down as they hand it off to Toll-Free. About a gain of 2. Travion Smith again on the tackle. He's everywhere.
He really is. I mean, I was just going to say, and I'm really impressed with what these guys have been able to do, you know, through a quarter and a half of football. I mean, they are absolutely bringing the wood every single time and swarming. Not a surprise. This is a Jared Johnston coach bunch. I mean, they're going to be fired up every time they get to play football.
Second down and 9. Nobody there. A little bust for DuBose. He tried to make something out of it, but just a miscommunication as Jake Johnston, defensive tackle, makes the stop.
That's pretty funny, though. It's like, okay, I'm waiting. Oh, okay. So I'll tuck it and go myself. Try not to get my head taken off.
Faking it to nobody.
Yeah, it's rough city because, I mean, you know, you could see his eyes. He was looking downfield whether to pull it or hand off, and when there's nobody there, all of a sudden, you got to do the next best thing, take matters into your own hands for sure.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a hangover after playing the number 2 team in town, Reagan, or just a great job by this Clemens team, but the number 1 team in town getting their hands full tonight. DuBose going deep. He's got Lard, overshot him. He was open for a moment. Curry there on the coverage, but with that wind, DuBose just kind of airmailed that one, really never had a chance to catch it.
Well, they're going to punt it again, or are they going to go for it here?
I think they're going to punt it. I think he's going to look and see what they got. Right tackle moves, so that'll back him up from 4th and 11 to 4th and 21. Sorry, procedure. It's a 5-yard penalty. Fourth and 15, and straight punting now formation for DuBose, who again just kind of knuckles it for about 15, 17, 20 yards. Jason Love downs it, and we'll go to break with Clemens leading here midway through the second quarter. It's 3-0 here at Lenhoff Stadium. Smile Can taking a beating tonight. Brought to you by Rhesus Dental and Braces. Kids having a great time out here. Good to have people out on a Thursday night, back in the stands, watching some high school football. Alvarez hands it off, and ooh, hit of the game nominee. Is that Elijah Williams? Aaron Dawn may have been the punisher. That was a collision, man.
There's some stuff going on in these trenches here tonight. Bam!
That was helmet to helmet. You could hear it up here. Aaron Dawn, first one with the contact.
Both of these defenses getting after it early.
All right, Chuck, let's see if you're a prophet. Single coverage down here, bottom of the screen for Frederick DuBose, the sophomore track star. He's going to look that way. He's going to throw it to him deep. Got him, and he almost brought it down, just underthrown a bit. And Frederick came back, made a play on the ball, and almost hauled it in.
Yeah, Obvious did a really good job staying with the young man, too. Julian, number 22, running stride for stride with the track guy. Man, a really good ball, too.
Yeah.
Right on point.
And into the wind, too.
I'm telling you, Don, this is going to be something we need to be looking for all night long because, I mean, again, you're going to single him up. You just got to buy your quarterback some time. This guy can run all day.
He's kicking himself, wanted to catch that one. 3rd down and 10. Alvarez instead will hand it off inside. Torian Smith going to pick up about 5. But you got to like the effort from your young quarterback on that throw. That was a good ball.
Yep. And go back to old reliable Torian Smith. Played last year a lot. A big back, got some good speed. I like watching these guys do their thing.
Tyler Turner, Gavin Ramos back to receive the punt. Max Webb will kick it for the Buffs. 5:04 to go here. And Brennan getting near the end of the first half. Maybe their final possession before the half to see if they can get on the board. Could it be possible that Clemens would pitch a shutout here in the first half? Good kick. Turned it over. Backs him up to the 35. It's Turner. Turner's on the run. Look out. Tyler Turner got one man to beat. To the 20. To the 10. Knocked out of bounds inside the 5 by Jameer Dudley. But Tyler Turner turning on the Jets.
Both of these teams, Don, wanted to be better this week in special teams. And, you know, Brennan's obviously had a hard time here generating any offense. Nothing will pick you up quicker than something like this, and you've got to turn him back inside. Great job, great vision, way to block it up. Brennan Bears, that's just an outstanding job all the way around, and Tyler Turner, the junior, making a big play for his squad, setting up 1st and goal.
Chase Campbell at the top of your screen. Instead, it's Love inside, and they're going to love this. Touchdown! Brennan Bears, Jason Love.
Nothing like taking advantage of great field position, and the Brennan Bears take their first explosive play of the night and cash it in. And so much for shutting these guys out quickly on the board here with a chance to go up 7-3 with 4:32 left.
Roberto Ortiz on for the PAT, and it is up, and it is good. And Brennan's on the board. It's 7-3. Number 1 team in town has answered, and they take the lead here with 4:32 to go in the half.
Well, again, you know, you just can't say enough about the 3 phases of the game, right? You're playing great on defense if you're Clemens. You're doing a pretty good job of moving the football on offense, but and you give up a big play like that and instantly things get different on the scoreboard.
We've seen some explosive plays by the Clemens offense as well. Just missed that deep ball to Frederick DuBose on the last drive. So they have plenty of time here, 4:32 to go in the half, as they will get it back, and we'll get the chance to see this young man, DuBose that is, Frederick, return a kick possibly. He's back deep, although with the wind, the kicks have been going into the end zone.
Well, again, you know, sometimes you just got to rely on your studs to get you going. And, you know, Tyler Turner, who had that big punt return, he's been offered by Baylor and UTSA. He's just a junior, but he's one of those Bears that you're going to have to go to in a pinch.
Devin Thompson kicks it off. It's not DeBose on the return. Instead, it's Miles Curry, and he's drilled right at about the 20-yard line. So we're back in 15 seconds.
Being a teen ambassador gives me a push to be a better leader of my community, and it makes me happy to be of service to someone.
.425 to play here in the second quarter. Welcome into another week of TNL. Chuck McIntyre, Don Harris with you. Zach Hedrick down on the sidelines. Good to be back with some high school football. Let's take a look at our Cowboys first down. Inside handoff. No, it's out. The ball's loose. Brennan's got it. Brennan football.
Dominic Province, Johnny on the spot, and man, things literally turning on a dime here at Linhoff Stadium.
Let's see what happened. It wasn't on the exchange. Yeah, just the ball just got loose. I think the back, Torian Smith, didn't accept the exchange there. Just miscommunication, and all of a sudden, trailing 3-0 most of the half, Ashton DuBose and the Brennan Bears with a chance to add another touchdown here before the break. It's a Cowboys AC first down for DuBose. Takes a straight drop, wants to throw, now he'll take off. Now he's got a man down the sideline, wide open, it's Love again. Love, touchdown. Jason Love with 2 touchdowns in less than 30 seconds. And Brennan is, hold on, there's a flag down. I'm getting all excited.
That's all right. I was excited too. I mean, this is just like watching Picasso paint back there at quarterback.
I think it's going to be declined. It's going to be a touchdown, right? They rough the passer to Bose. That's going to be declined. And it is a touchdown. So should I finish? Touchdown, Brennan Bears!
Well, it's just as good the second time. I mean, look at this guy. So DuBose looking, surveying the field, goes right. He actually could have run left early on if he wanted to, but he's just so patient, waiting for somebody to come clear. And lo and behold, Jason Love's over there all by his lonesome.
Oh, just a punch in the gut to the Clemens Buffaloes, who had every opportunity to lead this thing at the half 3-0, and all of a sudden they look up and they're down 14-3. And I mean, it literally happened in about 20 seconds of game time.
Just the presence of mind, Don. Eyes downfield, but he's got that innate sense to know where the pressure is coming from, and the ability to shift directions like that when I thought for sure he was going to take it and go left immediately. But no, that's why he's playing quarterback for the #1 team in town, and I'm up here in the booth. I mean, that was just absolutely something.
We've seen him mature so much. And I mean, he was such a star last year. We had him against Taft, and he was about 2 inches shorter, probably about 15 or 20 pounds lighter, and he was special then. And you're watching this young man literally grow into a man, and we're going to see him again next year as well. And like you said at the top of the broadcast, one of the special talents in all of South Texas.
Well, I think what's interesting about last year when we got him, we saw that he has absolute ability or confidence in his ability to run it and throw it and basically survey the field. So last year, you know, we saw him take chances probably unnecessarily because he believes he can make every single play, but that's a great gift to have. You know, you can see the maturity level now. I mean, he's not making those kinds of throws. He's throwing the ball out of bounds or, you know, better yet, extending plays and not that he didn't extend plays before, but I mean, right there was a prime example. You know, maybe last year he takes off running the second he faces pressure. This year, he just did a little sidestep and then checked it down and ended up getting a touchdown pass out of it.
We got a timeout as they will talk this over before the kickoff. And Chuck, we've got so many of the top recruits in San Antonio are juniors.
Yeah.
The best players in San Antonio, you're talking about the kids that are being recruited by Texas and A&M and Oklahoma and TCU and Houston. The best kids in town are all seem to be underclassmen.
And yeah, I mean, I agree with you. And I mean, it's interesting to see what's really not happening right now with Ashton DuBose, because, you know, while a lot of kids went camping this summer to show off their skills in front of scouts, he worked. He was working at SeaWorld. So, you know, it's kind of odd to see that there hasn't been really a lot of traffic his way, but it's going to come. And I think Coach Baser said it best this week. It's going to come, and when it does, it's going to be like an avalanche. I mean, anybody that can't see what this guy's got at the quarterback position, I mean, you're just not looking.
Yeah, once he gets to a camp, he'll really step up.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just the whole recruiting game is sometimes you just scratch your head. You don't really know what's really going on, but I don't know. He got our attention early, and, you know, I haven't seen anything that would lead me to believe otherwise, that this guy couldn't be in a Power 5 somewhere.
All right, so 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Brennan with a quick 14-3 lead after back-to-back touchdowns after a turnover. And Nathan Alvarez and the Clemens Buffaloes will have another shot at it here. Handoff up the middle, and that's Lazarick Banks, a nice 5-yard gain. Santiago Cruz with the tackle. Let's go down to Zach Hedrick.
Hey, Don. Coming up on the Bexar County Sheriff's Office halftime show, we'll hear from both the Brennan and Clemens High Schools bands, as well as we'll meet this week's Scholar athletes coming up in the halftime show in just a few minutes. Guys?
Can't wait for that. Thanks, Zach. 2nd down and 8 for Alvarez. He's got the speedster DuBose rather.
Ooh, hello.
Another big hit. Nice defensive play there from Brennan trying to spot the jersey number. That's Elijah Williams coming in and laying the wood.
I'll say a shot out of a cannon.
We got a penalty. It's David Maxwell. I guess they got him for taunting?
Yeah.
You know what? If you made that hit, you might be a little fired up about it too.
Right. Hello, man, it's almost like he beat the snap count back there.
He's just excited to get up.
Yeah, maybe a little love shove at the end there, but it's a heck of a play.
It's a game of violence. It's hard to turn it off after a hit like that. It's a penalty, but I get it. I get the enthusiasm. It's Cowboys AC first down as Alvarez fires a little slant. It's tipped up in the air and incomplete as Tyler Turner, who had that great return, passed that ball in the air, and now more whistles and another penalty. And Turner's one of our Beluga Air player profiles as well. You can see last year as a sophomore, 109 tackles and 5 picks. So it's offsetting as two guys kind of got into it, and they called it on both of them.
Yeah, I kind of like that call at this stage in the game. You know, you want to get the guy that kind of initiated things, but you know, this kind of sends a message to both sides. All right, guys, you can do what you need to do in between the whistles, but we don't want any shenanigans post-play. tilting the field a little bit towards 5 now.
Second down and long. Inside handoff. Banks picks up a few. 3.
Man, those are some dirty yards right now by Banks. That's a man-sized run right there. I mean, there's a lot of guys getting after it.
Physical
line
tackle.
of scrimmage, yeah.
Physical tackle by Aaron Dawn. Let's take a look at the Thomas J. Henry band camp. Can't wait for halftime. These bands are so talented.
Yeah, had some good ones last week too. They set the bar pretty high in the Brandeis O'Connor game.
Third down and 8. Inside handoff. And let's see where they mark it. It's going to be a first down. Lazarick Banks running hard with some extra effort. Gets the stick. Santiago Cruz brought him down, but tick-tock, here we go, 2 minutes, and Clemens is on the move.
Look at that. Cut back against the grain. Good job identifying where the hole was, and another love shove after the play was done.
That's a Cowboys AC first down for the Bears.
Well, control the clock. That's something Jared Johnston talked about all week, wanting to do tonight, doing a really good job on this drive.
Minute 35 left, little pump and go. Double coverage over there and kind of let him out of bounds. Clemens fans screaming over here by the press box wanting a penalty for holding him up. No call. And incomplete.
It's a pretty strong throw, though, against this wind, but as we just talked about a few plays previous, Brennan's starting to tilt the field towards number 5, because that young guy, DuBose, can really pick him up and put him down.
Yeah, a little hand fighting with Julian Aves, but no call, not enough for a penalty, at least from the officials' point of view. Second down and long. Inside handoff. Banks wants the corner. He's got the corner. He's got the 40. He's drilled at the 35. Close to the sticks again. And now another post-play penalty. A little trash talking going on right at the sidelines at the end of the play. Getting a little chippy.
Yeah, both teams bringing the wood right now. I'm here for it. I'm sure the coaches aren't. They're not real thrilled about losing yardage.
We're going to get Turner after the play for unsportsmanlike. We'll get a look at it here at the end of the play. We'll see what he does. The play happens inbounds, and then Turner gets up and talks a little smack. They didn't get him for the hit. They got him for the taunt afterwards.
Are we sure he's just not saying, hey, man, you ready for the new Drake record to drop tonight?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm just checking. That's freaking awesome.
First and 10. Alvarez going nowhere. He's dropped. Raquel Mateen in on the tackle. 2 Brennan Bears were there. Also in on the play was Michael Flores.
Yeah. Once Brennan decided to play fake like that, Clemens, and then Brennan basically had a jailbreak. There was really not a whole lot the young QB could do at that point other than just protect the football.
Second and 14 as we tick under a minute to go. Banks inside and 2 flags fly. The referee and the umpire, that's usually a hold or a chop block, but I also saw maybe a face mask. It's a hold. They both saw the same thing. 48 seconds to go. That'll back them up a mile. And we've got a timeout taken by Clemens. Don't forget, coming up, it's our halftime show. Zach Hedrick will take us through it. We'll have both bands. We'll hear from two of the better bands in town, plus our Scholar Athlete of the Week, which is always just amazing to hear what these great young students are doing in the classroom and on the playing field. And then don't forget, on Fox 29 Saturday, it's college football back. Big Ten action, Penn State and Wisconsin. The Longhorns, hey, don't sleep on Louisiana. The Raging Cajuns in the top 25 coming in. And then LSU and UCLA, the nightcap. Man, is it great to have college football back or what? And then 1 week from tonight, we're taking off on TNL because we're taking off for Tampa Bay. It's the Cowboys at the Buccaneers and Tom Brady and company as we kick off the NFL season on a special Thursday night edition of Sunday Night Football over on News 4. So
Yeah,
Chuck, not only do we have the TNL on the 35, we got, what, 13 of the 16 Cowboy games between Fox 29 and NBC Sunday Night Football, all the college football on Fox, Notre Dame football on 4, and then tons of college football on 35.
Can't beat it. I mean, it's what people are watching on television, that's for sure. Football, football, and more football.
Second and long, Alvarez chased, gonna run it, gonna get out of bounds and stop the clock with about 42 seconds to go. It'll be third and long. And another flag. We'll see what this one is.
And I really don't know. It came in late. But great coverage regardless by the Brennan Bears downfield.
And Clemens' drive is alive because of 3 now unsportsmanlike or personal foul calls on the Brennan defense. Didn't see that one. Must have happened right at the end of the play. 2 taunting penalties. And now a face mask. And with 42 seconds, the Buffs with plenty of time at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, got to get something out of this drive. You know, even if you kick a field goal, make this a 1-possession ball game. So we'll see what they do here on first down.
They've got Frederick DuBose in the slot. They fake it to Banks and now fire the out route, and that's dropped by DuBose. Stops the clock though at 37 seconds, so second down, plenty of time.
Boy, Clemens got away with a hold there. I mean, there was going to be some huge pressure coming from the backside, and one of the linemen just literally grabbed the guy who was chasing and just grabbed him by the collar and slowed him down. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, Don Harris. Protect your young quarterback.
If they don't see it, it's not a penalty.
That's exactly right. Tell you what, these guys are big and fast on this Brennan defense, and you know, there's a reason why these dudes are ranked number 1 here in town.
Second down and 10. 37 ticks left. Alvarez wants to throw, and another flag flies. Pre-snap. Delay a game. Didn't get that one snapped in time, and you're going to have that issue from time to time with a sophomore quarterback.
We've got 2 really good receivers, does Clemens, and the young guy, Frederick DuBose, but we haven't talked about number 3, Jameer Dudley, at all. And, you know, he's probably their best basketball player. This guy's really a good athlete. Played some last year, too, so let's see if one of those guys can get loose and get these Buffs into the end zone.
And now another whistle, and we're back at play. Alvarez going deep to the corner. Got a man. Dropped. Incomplete. It was intended for Dudley. Julian Aves with good coverage. The official all over it, and it looked like he was going to score, and the ball just was either knocked out or popped out. Let's see what happened.
Well, we knew at some point they were going to check in on Jameer Dudley, and yeah, there was a little contact there before the ball got to the receiver. But no call. Now we'll see what the Buffs can do here on third down. Maybe run the same play and see if you can get it to go.
30 seconds to go, 3rd and 15. They hand it to Banks. He's had some success trying to get outside. Turner runs him down, throws him down, ball's out. Going the other way. The Brennan Bears to the 40, to the 30, and all the way out to the 27-yard line is Elijah Williams.
Oh, you hate to see what we're seeing on the field. Got a man down, but man, it's tough to hold on to the football when you get your legs caught from underneath you like that.
Turner just stripped it out. Williams picked it up.
And if not for the speed of Frederick DuBose, that thing's going to the house.
What a strip by Tyler Turner. The 2 biggest plays of the half, the kick return, and then on defense, the strip. He also had that incredible tackle, but was penalized for taunting. So that young man can fly to the football. And they're checking on that
little turf
injured
burn.
bear. And then down on this end, that might be Turner. Is that jersey number 1? They're working out a cramp, so it's nothing serious. That's the good news, and we'll step away for a minute. It'll be Brennan ball when we come back. We're back as they help Dominic Province off as just a cramp. That's the good news. Chuck and I get those calf cramps, but it's because we get them getting out of bed.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope that's all that is for sure.
Back to pass, DuBose, pressured. DuBose fires it smartly out of bounds instead of taking the sack. Nathan Reyes.
Oh, Brennan's defense obviously coming up with a huge play right there to literally take points off the board for Clemens. And then look at Clemens' defense counter right there, man. They brought the house. This has been a lot of fun to watch. I mean, this is a really good physical football game that we're getting a chance to watch in week 2.
You got 2 plays here in 10 seconds, pre-snap whistle. I think they want to talk about it. They should. With 10 seconds to go, you got to find a way to stop the clock in case you have to run your field goal team out there. Plenty of timeouts for Steve Baser and company, but I think he just probably wants to let his players know, here's what we got. And here's a message from our friends at Taco Cabana.
Hey San Antonio and TNL fans, it's TC time at Taco Cabana. Right now, 2 can dine for $10.99. Choose from shredded chicken taco plate, ground beef taco plate, or a flauta plate. TC also has several shareable items available, perfect for before, during, or after the big game. Ground beef kiki nachos for $7.99, a 12-pack of flautas for $13.99, and 2 cheese quesadillas, 12 flautas for just $19.99. Add a 20-ounce soft drink for just $1. Stop by any Taco Cabana and enjoy TC time today, or have them delivered using the new Taco Cabana app.
Our thanks to Taco Cabana, title sponsor in TNL again this year. 10 seconds to go. Jaheim Lard soloed up here at the bottom of your screen. DuBose brings a man in motion. Straight drop, pressure again. DuBose is going to run, going to fire. Got a man. Incomplete, broken up. Great job by Bryce Taylor again. The all-district safety making a play.
We talked about that young man, and he's been worth the price of admission along with several other guys. But You got to like this. You know, you got 10 seconds left, and if you're Brennan, you're counting. Every guy's got to be counting in their head. 10, 9, 8. You got to be completely aware with what's going on. So it was a good job by DuBose to let it loose when he did, give his team at least one more crack at this, and even had the play been made down there and he'd been tackled in bounds or even run out of bounds, they would have still had another shot.
Looks like they like their chances at a touchdown more than a field goal at this point. They were just going to wait and see what the Clemens D was going to do, and now they take another timeout.
Well, it'll be an awfully long field goal.
Yeah.
But the wind is still pumping that way.
About a 45-yarder probably. Time to flash back here on TNL.
Hands it off to Collins. No, he keeps it. Harris going to score. Harris, touchdown, Frank Harris, and the Clemens Buffaloes are up 9-zip.
Watch list king leading UTSA into Illinois this weekend in Champaign.
I wish he would have kept his Twitter handle Little Vic. I mean, because that's what he was in high school. What a treat to watch that young guy play football. You know, he got his first crack as a sophomore to lead these Buffaloes. So
I'm so impressed with Frank with all his, 3 ACLs over the course of his career, high school and college. To keep coming back, it's great. DuBose gonna fire to the end zone. Overshot his man, and that's gonna take us to halftime. Chase Campbell, the intended receiver, but Taylor with good coverage again. The Brennan Bears with 2 scores within 30 seconds with about 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter have taken the lead, but they're getting all they can handle from the Buffaloes of Clemens and Jared Johnston. And we've got a halftime show in store for you. Zach Hedrick will join us to lead us through the halftime when we come back.
This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry and sponsored by Vulcan Materials Company, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, Risa's Dental and Braces, Cowboys AC, South Texas Vocational Tech, Central Med, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, San Antonio Sports, Valero, Rhino Roofers, My Collision Center, Air Today Heating and Air Conditioning, Guild Mortgage, Beluga Air, Big City Plumbing, and Monarch Trophy Studio. Welcome to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office Halftime Show.
I want to welcome you back to Linhoff Stadium, where 14-3 is our halftime score. A hard-fought first half between the Bears and the Buffaloes. Brennan leading the Buffaloes in the first half, but Clemens took it out early with a 3-0 lead in the first quarter, so should be an exciting second half as we roll on with our halftime show. Right now, the Brennan High School Band is on the field, and they are led by band director Thomas Kober. He is assisted by Shayla Lee, Tom Briones, and Daryl Pemberton. The band this year has 250 members and are directed on the field by drum majors Abigail Pyle and Renee Benavidez. The title of this year's UIL show is Relativity. It's based on the M.C. Escher painting. The Brennan Band was the 2019 U.S. Bands Champion, and last year they were Music for All feature band and also a Fiesta feature band. Let's listen in to this year's performance.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming the Brennan Bear Marching Band.
What always is an essential element in the creative is the mysterious. You have to have an essential sense of me, and there's no way of prescribing it. This is the very devil for teachers, because you see, all our universities and schools are trying to teach creativity. Now, the trouble is this: if we found out a method whereby we could teach creativity, and everybody could just explain how it was done, it would no longer be of interest.
Lots of rehearsal time goes into these shows with these high school students. We want to thank Thomas Kober and the Brennan High School Band for letting us listen in. And it's time to vote for the Children's Hospital of San Antonio $5,000 band grant. To vote for the Brennan Band, text BAND3 to 44332. That's BAND3 with no spaces to 44332. Complete texting guidelines, head on over to the CW35.com.
San Antonio middle and high school athletes are doing great things for our community. San Antonio Sports and Valero are shining the light on teams who model key values through their action. This week, we salute two schools whose community projects demonstrate beyond the game values. Last spring, the Edison boys soccer team cleaned up and beautified the outside of their athletics field house, clearing debris, planting new trees, and trimming overgrown trees around it. Athletes from all sports at McCullum High School dedicated a Saturday morning to helping out the San Antonio Food Bank with a food drive on their campus, prepping and packaging fresh products and canned goods, plus helping to distribute it to families. These athletes demonstrated the beyond the game values of integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service. San Antonio Sports and Valero salute high school and middle school coaches who inspire their teams to serve others. Parents, teachers, and coaches can nominate teams that go beyond the game. Visit sanantoniosports.org.
You're watching the Bexar County Sheriff's Office Halftime Show.
I'm Sheriff Javier Salazar. I hope you're enjoying the Brennan versus Clemens game this evening. Many of you watching are either a high school senior or may know someone who is. Now here at the Sheriff's Office, we have a program specifically for high school seniors called Career Camp. Career Camp is a program where you can begin applying with the BCSO as young as 17 years of age. By the time you graduate from high school and turn 18, you'll already have a career. You'll be earning over $3,000 a month and will be receiving full benefits, including retirement. Add that to our $2,000 signing bonus. Recruiters will host information sessions every third Saturday to help you better understand the program. Parents are encouraged to come to ask questions and learn what a career with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office will provide your graduating senior. Most importantly, after completing the graduation process, you'll have the chance to walk the stage wearing our graduation stole. The BCSO will also be in attendance at your graduation. For more information, call 210-335-JOBS or check out bcsocareers.com. Catch the BCSO every week right here on Thursday Night Lights.
As halftime continues here at Linhoff Stadium, right now the Clemens High School Band and their Spirit Squad's now taking the field behind me. Earlier this week we caught up with their band director as well.
My name is Matt Baining. and I've been with the Clemens band for 2 years. This is my second year. We had a really early start this year of August 12th, and so we had about a 7-8 day band camp. It was pretty short and action, but it was great to have it. We have all of our 8th graders from Corbett Junior High joining us on the field, and they're going to play a song with us. And then we're doing part 1 of our show. Kids have been really excited to get back at it in a little bit more normal setting this year. And the theme for this year of the show is called Triumphant Journey. And so you'll see elements of compass points and things all graphically represented throughout the show. We've got 3 competitions in October, starting with Rocket Review over at Judson, and then UIL marching contest, and then provided we make a first division, then on to area marching contests. So we're on Twitter and Instagram, and it's just at Mighty Buff Band, and you can also follow us on Facebook at Mighty Buffalo Band.
Thanks to the Fighting Buffalo Marching Band. And once again, it's time to vote for that $5,000 band grant. If you'd like to vote for the Clemens Band, text Band 4 to 44332. That's Band 4 with no spaces to 44332. Complete texting guidelines can be found at the CW35.com. Thanks again to the Children's Hospital of San Antonio for sponsoring this year's $5,000 band grant.
Stars officers are Lieutenant Jordan Tompkins and Captain Haley Hewitt.
You're watching the Bexar County Sheriff's Office Halftime Show.
As our halftime show wraps up, at the end of the season, Vocal Materials Company will present a $10,000 scholarship to one of the student athletes that we feature on TNL this season. Let's meet this week's student athletes. Our scholar athlete from Brennan High School is Luis Pinson. The senior offensive lineman ranks 11th in his graduating class.
I'm trying to get into that top 10. I'm planning on it because it's very close here.
His favorite subject is math, and right now, his favorite class is calculus.
I just want to be successful in life, and I know school is the first step at that.
Luis is also a member of the Youth Leadership Council at Brennan.
We built tree houses and stuff out of wood to go give to children's hospitals so they could paint them.
In his downtime, he plays the viola. He started playing in the 5th grade and used to play in the school orchestra.
I still do look for music that I like, and I start practicing it and playing it at home for myself, like as a hobby.
After graduation, he plans to stay in the Lone Star State for college and go after a master's degree someday.
UT, A&M, Texas Tech, Texas State, any of them. And I'm probably going to study computer science.
Our scholar athlete from Clemens High School is Sanaya Friendly. The senior sprinter has a perfect 4.0 GPA.
All my friends, we're all trying to keep our grades as high as possible so we can get in the best colleges. So definitely surrounding people with like-minded focuses has definitely kept me going.
Sanaya has been running track events since she was 10 years old. Last year, she took the silver medal in the 100 meters at the state track meet.
At the actual track meet, you couldn't see what you got until it pulled up on the board, and it was so close, but I was just happy.
She also runs the 200-meter sprint and long jumps. This year, she has her mind set on getting back to the state meet.
I definitely want to go to state again and medal in gold. I want to be first place in all of my events if I'm able to.
Sanaya is a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. She also volunteers her time at Delcrest Church of Christ, collecting food for families in need.
My faith is a big part of who I am. On Sundays, I go to church, and then Tuesdays, we have ladies' Bible studies, so I'm always on that.
Sanaya hopes to continue running track in college.
I'm being recruited by a few colleges like Harvard, Rice, and Texas Tech.
Down the road, Sanaya, could we see you in an Olympics one year?
If God blesses me to, that'd be an amazing opportunity.
Who is Vulcan Materials Company? You see our trucks on roads all over San Antonio and the surrounding area. But what do we do? Well, our story began over 100 years ago, and today we are the nation's largest producer of aggregates. That's stone, sand, and gravel. Plus, we produce construction-based materials including asphalt and ready-mixed concrete, the stuff to build the roads you travel, the schools your kids attend, and the homes you live in. Everywhere you look, you will see our footprint. Our story is one built on the talent, dedication, and performance of our employees. Hardworking San Antonians just like you. Our mission is to be responsible stewards with respect to the safety and environmental impact of our operations and products. In other words, we want to be your good neighbor, doing the right thing, the right way, all the time. The Vulcan way. Who are we? We're the ones helping to build a rock-solid future in San Antonio. Vulcan Materials Company, proud sponsor of Thursday Night Lights and Scholar Athletes.
You're watching the Bexar County Sheriff's Office Halftime Show.
Welcome back to TNL. It's halftime. Brennan with a 14-3 lead over the Clemens Buffaloes here at Linhoff Stadium in Schertz, Texas. And it is time for our Taco Cabana halftime highlights. Big play, Tyler Turner turning on the Jets and taking this kick to get Brennan into scoring position. That would set up a 5-yard run by Jason Love, and that made it 7-3 as Clemens took the early lead, and then they turned it over on the very first play from scrimmage after the kickoff, and that led to another Brennan touchdown. Again, it's Jason Love, this time from Ashton DeVos, who did a nice job scrambling to find him the football. At halftime, it's 14-3 Brennan, but Chuck, this was a ball game that Clemens kind of controlled defensively. Kind of looked like they had confused our number one team and top quarterback in town for a while. And Clemens has to feel confident that they played pretty well besides those couple of mistakes.
Yeah, no kidding. I really think the sophomore quarterback from Clemens is really showing out tonight, doing a really good job. Just a couple of mistakes, and that's why it's 14-3 instead of 3-zip.
We're ready to play the second half of football when we come back. Kick off the second half right after this.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Second half action almost underway here at Linhoff Stadium. Brennan over Clemens 14-3. Let's take a look at the first half stats. And Chuck, Brennan had a hard time running the football, only 35 rushing yards. Really, this game pretty close except for the turnovers and mistakes and the one big play on special teams.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're Clemens, you look at the fact that you held the mighty Brennan Bears to under 100 yards of total offense. I mean, that's a win. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it reflects on the scoreboard. But, you know, Don, I got really fired up this week talking to Jared Johnson at Clemens. I mean, he was like, look, I got a really good football team here. Yeah, we got some early season injuries that we're dealing with, but he said, look, I've watched a lot of tape. We play a lot of good teams, and this Brennan team is as good as he's seen in a long, long time on tape. But he goes, look, I'd be doing my team a disservice if we were playing some team that we could just roll by 50. I got to get ready for Judson. I got to get ready for Steele and the rest of the great teams in my league. What better way than to play a team like Brennan? This is what we're going to see every week. Look out.
Is off to the races. Miles Curry to the 40, to the 30, to the 20. Curry is pushed out of bounds inside the 10. What a start to our Rhino Roofing second half kickoff.
Man, you could have driven a Mack truck through this cavernous hole on this kickoff. Clemens completely blocking this up, and the Buffs had a big kick return last week that was called back because of a hold. This one ain't coming back. It's going to stand.
No, it's coming back.
Oh, get the heck out of here.
There's 2 flags down, and it's coming back too.
Well, eat my words. Well, that's just a darn shame.
Man, you could see Again, that breakaway speed for the two speedsters back there.
Well, last week, Don, they had a long kick return down to the 5-yard line. Then they turned it over, and then they had a touchdown called back after they took it to the house. So, Jared Johnston, they're drawing it up, and it just one mistake is proving very costly.
Inside handoff, drilled right at the line of scrimmage. Torian Smith, the ball carrier.
But again, it just bears repeating. You could tell these Clemens Buffaloes cannot wait to get on a football field to play anybody. If this was the Pittsburgh Steelers, I mean, these dudes come out of the clubhouse, get a huge play. Now they got to overcome the mistake and see if they can get the ball going here on offense.
Second down and 8. Inside handoff. That's Torian Smith. Ball came out late, but I think it's going to be ruled down. Actually, a Clemens offensive lineman fell on top of it. Oliver Orendon with the hit.
A good job running in space. Little small cracks, getting the ball upfield. We're gonna have 3rd and 4 here. Clemens desperately could use a first down to try to get some of that momentum back that they got on that kick return.
Lauren Acevedo split wide left. Instead, they hand it off inside again, that time to Lazarick Banks. And he gets close to the sticks. I don't think they're going to go for it here. It's going to be 4th and about 4, but that too deep in your own territory to do anything with that.
Kristen Holt got his hat removed. I mean, there's some serious tete-a-tete action going on in these trenches.
Tyler Turner, who had that big kickoff return, is back to receive the punt along with Gavin Ramos. Max Webb will punt it to him. They run in Jaheim Lard instead there, late substitution. He's the up man. Short kick. Brennan's gonna let it bounce around and they'll down it right there in Clemens territory around the 42-yard line. When we come back, the Bears will have the football first here in the second half. We're back to live action with Ashton DeBose, throwing a little flare, caught by Lard. He's got about 5, and then a whole pack of Buffaloes there to push him back, including Evan Tapp, who's been on just about every tackle tonight. Clemens has a nice mix of physical guys up front, like Sebastian Garcia right on the nose, and then Evan Tapp at the second level, and then these Taylor and Curry back deep. They've got defenders at all 3 levels that can really get to the football. And we've got a penalty on the play, and while we sort that out, let's go down to Zach, who talked to both coaches at halftime. Zach?
Yeah, Don, I caught up with Coach Baser out of the half, and he says he's looking for his team to match Clemens' intensity in the second half. Got outplayed a little bit, to start the game. And then Coach Johnston with Clemens says that they can't give Brennan a short field in the second half. If they win some one-on-one battles, they're right back in this game.
All right, handoff up the middle, doing a nice job of breaking all those tackles is that sophomore Jason Love. He's got 2 touchdowns tonight. They like him. Chuck, you called it early in the game with the kind of the intensity level that Clemens was playing with. It really wasn't matched until that big play on special teams, and that kind of gave him a jolt.
Well, sometimes you got to create your own energy, right? And that's a good start right there with a run like that.
Second down and 7. Give it back to him. Does a nice job again of picking the hole. Jason Love for a first down. South Texas Votech first down for Jason Love, and this young man having a breakout game.
You got big number 74, Gabriel Owen and company doing the job up front, but yeah, doing a really nice job moving laterally and then bam, getting it right back up the field.
DeBose wants to go deep. Instead, he'll hang on to it. Now scrambles and will just throw it away. experience comes from being through a few of those battles, knowing don't force anything, just play another down.
Right, it's not always going to be there, but again, you're right. I mean, he's been in a lot of ball games already, so he's learning as he goes still, and to think that he's still got another year after this is just mind-boggling.
There's Evan Tapp, part of our Beluga Air player profile. Coach Johnson thinks this kid can play at the next level. He's 5'11". If he was 6'2", he'd be a Division I prospect for everybody. He'll play somewhere. This guy's just a really good football player. Toll-free on the carry, bounces it. He's pushed out of bounds after a 2 or 3 yard gain. It'll be third down. Sean Thomas on the tackle.
Well, that's about what we expected, right? I mean, both of these teams have got athletes and guys that love to play football pretty much at every single position. And so, this is a good game for Coach Baser and his bunch too. I mean, you get Reagan one week and then Clemens the next. I mean, you're going to learn how to be battle tested when you do get into league play here.
3rd and 6, they'll change it up. They'll send Avron Carter to the right-hand side. DuBose on the keep. And he's trying to push for that first down marker. Not going to get there. It's going to be 4th down and about 1.5 yards. And this will be an interesting call. I think they're going to go for this one. Sebastian Garcia on the tackle. And Joseph Montez is down. And so Brennan and Clemens will talk it over. We'll take a break with them as they work on Montez. 14-3 Brennan here at Linhoff Stadium.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Guild Mortgage.
All right, so here we go. 4th down and 1 yard, maybe a little more than that for Ashton DuBose. Toll frees his running back. DuBose strictly keeps it, pushes forward, and he's got the first down.
Just so much respect by this Clemens defense. Still playing with, too deep. Trying to guard against anything on that 4th down play. Again, these guys, they're just stacked everywhere. And they're young. That's the hardest thing that's kind of, to comprehend all this, is that as good as they are, as deep as they are, they're still pretty young.
DuBose pushes inside the Central Med red zone. He's got Jaheim Lard at the bottom of your screen, Campbell in the slot. He looks at Campbell, and it was Campbell who jumped. He just took off pre-snap too early, and they're going to call it. At least that's what I saw. Could be wrong. That's why David Maxwell makes the big bucks. Ball start on the offense, number 2.
No, I learned my lesson last week, Don. I'm not doing that anymore. Got the week 1 lesson, and don't try to prognosticate on the plays.
I got to believe what I saw, and I was right. Lucky. I got lucky. This time. How many times have I been wrong? But
all good. I'm with you.
Thomas J. Henry Band Cam. You saw that? Band's jamming, man. Those drummers have been going since halftime.
Let's see if Zach's going to get in on the action.
First down and 15. DuBose. Inside handoff, toll free. Tough sledding in there when Tapp closes the gap, as I talked about earlier. Big guy Sebastian Garcia and Tapp have made it really tough. Tapp's helmet came off and lost his mouthpiece too. Got to come off for 1 snap. You might want to take advantage of this play with this kid out, because he's hard to beat when he's in.
Well, we got 4 of the 5 back after the penalty.
Jason Love back in at running back. Diamond trips formation there to the left. DeBoe's looking that way. Now goes back the other way. Little screen to Love. Flag flies. He's to the 10. He's pushed out at the 5. But he may have gotten some help from one of those two offensive linemen who cleared the way for him. And that could be coming back, or could be on defense. So it's coming this way. I heard a personal foul, but I didn't get the call. I don't know, was it blocking the back or chop block? Either way, it's going to back him all the way back to the 35-yard line.
26 for 35.
Second down and 25, 6:19 here to go in the third. DeBose looks left, now goes right, fires a missile that's caught at the 15, and out of bounds is Aaron DeBose.
The Twins hooking it up.
You know, when you need 25 yards, you can always count on your twin, right?
That's exactly right. And how heady is Ashton back there in the pocket? It's so hard to cover the entire field, and he's got plenty of time in the pocket. He shrugs his shoulders to the left, tries to tilt the defender to go to the left side, and then comes back and throws a strike to make this third and manageable.
Third down and 5. DeBose handoff inside, bouncing it to the 5, to the pylon. Touchdown, Brennan, Avron Carter. What a great call by that coaching staff.
Yeah, trapping him up inside, and Carter breaking one tackle, which was all he needed to do at that point in order to score. Here it is.
Outran Tap after making that man miss. And that'll set up the extra point try. And seeing a lot of guys cramping up tonight with that humidity, and another injury, this time down in the end zone. And again, it appears to be a cramp, but we don't know. And we'll be back in 15 seconds.
Being a teen ambassador gives me a push to be a better leader of my community, and it makes me happy to be of service to someone.
And we're back. Looks like they're gonna, Tap is gonna walk it off.
Now, what a football player that guy is, huh?
Yeah, tremendous player. Just a junior as well. He'll limp off, and Brennan will attempt the extra point to try to go 21-3, 6:04 to play. Kickers have been good tonight. Right down the middle again for Roberto Ortiz, and it's 21-3. Brennan, after a slow start, back in control here as we play on in the third. Welcome back to Smile Cam, presented to you by Rhesus Dental and Braces. Texting and watching football. Cheerleaders still smiling, having a good time. It's good to be out and about the football stadium on a Thursday night.
Indeed. This has been a whale of a ball game.
Got to see both Robert and Glenda Linhoff tonight. Linhoff's legends here in Schertz, Texas. For many years, it was just the two of them running the athletic department. Legendary coach. Glad the district named him. Watch out, he's off to the races. That's our guy, DeBose, Frederick DeBose in a sprint. Forget that angle. You ain't gonna get him. Touchdown, Clemens! Chuck, you've been predicting his speed all night long, and we see it on the kickoff return. That one's not coming back.
I'm not saying a word. Making sure there's no flags.
Wow, he was shot out of a cannon.
And I'm telling you, they're creating some huge creases too. They are blocking things up.
Watch top speed about the 40-yard line.
Pretty good vision here too, right? Trying to run away from defenders and then creating separation when he needs to. Wow.
The guy with the angle not even in frame. That is blazing speed.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and that's going to happen. I mean, that's the fastest man on the field. So the hair's on point too, I might add.
I think it'd be fun, Chris, run that back and put a real clock on it and see how far he runs 100 yards. How fast. That's a 10-second 100. Got a penalty on the extra point. That'll be assessed on the kickoff. And so Clemens will kick it off, and Clemens is right back in this thing, 21-10 with the blazing speed. All right, Chris has a stopwatch, I do too, 18.
Picking him up and putting him down.
10. With a cutback, 12 seconds.
Woo!
That's
Flash.
Man, that's fast. I wish I could run like that just once in my life.
I think a lot of people wish they could run like that just once in their life.
It was fun watching the Olympics again with both the men's and women's 100. Something about the 100 meters, even the 200 meters. At that top speed when they're going 22, 24 miles an hour, it's just goosebumps.
So, I mean, you know, you can see the talent that Clemens has. I mean, so you've got Dudley, who's 6'2", and a tremendous athlete and can fly. And then this young man, just a sophomore, as you mentioned, you know, he's the track guy, triple jumper, also ran on the Clemens relay team, junior Olympian, got a chance to be something special already, pretty darn good.
A little nub there. I don't know that it went 10 yards, but Clemens recovered it. They think they've got the football. And is there a flag? Were they saying they were offsides? There's a flag down, so we'll see what the call is. Bryce Taylor may have recovered it, but A, I don't know if it went 10 yards, and B, I think they're talking about an offsides.
Well, I'll tell you, you got nothing to lose if you're Clemens doing this. Obviously, that 15 yards was huge.
Oh, yeah. There is no flag. Okay. Didn't understand him, but my guess is because the ball didn't go 10 yards, it'll be.
Yeah, they said Clemens was offsides.
Okay. He picked up the flag, though. I don't know. Okay. No flag, but it didn't go 10 yards. Either way, Brennan football, Sotek's first down. 21-10 here with 5 minutes to go in the third. DeBose on the keep, bounces it to the outside. He'll dance out of bounds, shoved in the back right at the line, no call. Taylor wants him to know, I'm here.
Got a couple of words for the Clemens sideline after that. Took a shot last week that I think gave the entire Brennan school, caused their heart to flutter a little bit. I mean, you certainly want to keep this young man upright all season long.
Here's DeBose again. He's going to keep again, and he picks his way through the crowd, gets to the 45, and is pushed back. They're going to mark him at the 46. Paul Menke, who's been all over the place tonight with a nice tackle.
Now Brennan working on this clock, up 21-10. Just amazing, right, Don? You see the scoreboard and you're thinking, oh, Brennan's just having their way, but well, we've seen otherwise. I mean, it's been a play here or a play there, and this thing could be really different. So Brennan being very careful how they manage this football game.
2nd and 5, here's Love. He's pushed back after a gain of about 2. It'll be 3rd down and about 3. And now we've got the clock stopped as we have a whistle.
And good to see Evan Tapp back in the game. Sorry, Don, didn't mean to cut you off.
He had lost his helmet as well, but he's back out there. They restart the clock, 4:33.
Brennan doing some look-at-me stuff here on 3rd and 2.
Love gets the play call from DeBose. DeBose keeps. And he's going to be right at the mark. Depends on the spot, but it looks like he's got it. They'll move the sticks. Evan Tapp on the tackle, but it's a South Texas Votech 1st down. And wholesale substitutions in the receiving core coming in as Lard checks in, Carter checks out, and Ryan Love checks in as well.
We're seeing Evan Tapp all over the field, man. That young guy, he was all district as a sophomore. And in that league, to be an all-district performer as a sophomore, yeah, you know you got the right stuff.
You showed up on tape. 3:35 and ticking. DeBoe's hands this time. Hitting the hole is Love. Love! Off to the 20th. Flag flies again. So we'll have to see if this holds up. It may be another illegal block or a hold. But it is coming back, it would appear. Chuck, we need a bucket of quarters for as much laundry's
right.
Been on the field tonight.
Where did the hold occur? Was it at the line of scrimmage or was it after he got it downfield?
The back judge threw it all the way from the 10-yard line.
Yeah, so it was after he passed the line of scrimmage.
They see it from this angle. Looks all clean right there. Oh, right there. I don't know, man. Those were pretty clean.
I think 79 got held on the back end there.
1st down. Oh, just a laser beam on there. Slant route incomplete, intended for Avron Carter. .320 to go. Yeah, a lot of penalties. Pretty evenly called, though, both teams. A lot of personal fouls, a lot of unsportsmanlike conducts.
That's really weird, right? You play your opening game, and, you know, there's so much attention to detail in the opener, and I think sometimes, you know, these teams, aptly so, as we see another great run.
Tolfree ball's out. Caught by a lineman, he's still going. It popped to the center, Ashton Williams. Ashton Williams saying, I'm Ashton DeBose. Look at the big fella, he's all fired up. Big fella getting some, adding to his yards per carry. Just luckily pops right to him.
Oh, great job.
And he's
staying in the play too, though, by Clemens. I mean, that could have been a huge play for them. Sean Thomas with the let me see you stripped.
1st down.
Yeah, that was fun.
Inside the Central Med red zone.
That was a big point of emphasis, too, getting turnovers for Clemens. They forced a lot of fumbles last week and didn't get on any of them.
DuBose keeping to the outside. And guess what? Surprise, surprise, another flag is down. It's a hold. It'll be against Brennan, and it's coming back.
But yeah, just to finish the thought, you know, you really pay attention seemingly on week one to, you know, be as clean as possible, attention to detail, and then so instantly you attack, you know, what you didn't do so well in that opener, and then sometimes you forget that you still got to pay attention and, you know, really own in on the detail end of it too. And yeah, it's getting a little sloppy here in the third quarter.
Clemens with 4 or 6 penalties for 45 yards. Brennan 10 for 100. DeBoe's little floater in the flat. Love's got it to the 10. He's following his blockers to the 5. Spins back inside down to the 1. And for just a sophomore, he does a really good job of just the pace of the run. Grinding up yards at the same time, the vision to follow his blockers and then try to find the crease.
And then, speaking of sophomores, how about Paul Mankey in a hat on the ball there at the end? Yeah, this young man's had a whale of a ball game. Had some good running backs Brennan has over the years.
Yeah, Jamel Jeter's at your place now, right?
Yeah. Got a chance.
There's Love. Touchdown. His third of the night. Big game for Jason Love.
Yeah, and you can really start to see what's going on up front with these Brennan Bears. I mean, as well as Clemens has played tonight on defense, they've spent an awful lot of time up on the football field, but you know, Montez left with an injury. He's been playing with these guys since he was a sophomore, but you got Owen and Williams and Walker and Ostagine up front. Pretty impressive performance right now. Got a chance to have a two-pointer here, huh?
And young man making a play is the man we were worried about earlier. He left with that cramp, and he's back, and good to see that he's okay, that being Dominic Province.
Now these Clemens Buffaloes, they've got some really explosive players, as does the Brennan Bears. It's going to be fun to see where these teams are a month from now.
Chuck, you talked about the running backs of the past of Brennan. Let's have a T&L flashback, shall we?
Let's.
Warren's at the outside, cuts inside the 20. Warren to the 10, another move to the 5. Touchdown, Brennan. Devontae Warren with 2 wicked moves to go 26 yards for a touchdown. That number 21 carrying over to toll-free here this year. But yeah, they put out some athletes. Frederick DeBoe's back again. They're not going to kick it to him this time. Instead, it was picked up by Cameron Owens. And now it's Taylor down. And he looks like he's cramping up. Let's hope that's just what it is. Gatorade gonna make $1 million out here tonight. Pickle juice, man. Did you watch Hard Knocks the other night when they were practicing the heat for the first time? And they were,
I didn't.
They were, I mean, it's all about hydration. And when you practice in Oxnard and then indoors at the Star like the Cowboys have been doing, these guys were not prepared for that first day in that heat. And it's not how much water you drink that day, it's how much water you drink the 3 days before. Let's take a look at our Beluga Air player profile. Kristen Holt, big fella up front, 6'0", 305. 6'305". Good to see him back in there.
Yeah, he's the only returner on that offensive line from last year. And they ran the ball really well last week against Madison. And, you know, they've earned their money tonight, too, playing against this Brennan defense.
Nice run here. Good pursuit defensively, but Torian Smith's got a nice gain on first down. Julian Aves and Oliver Arredon on the tackle. Yeah, between the young quarterback here and DeBose, Clemens has a bright future with these sophomore group.
Oh yeah, there's no question. I mean, that's the benefit, you know, if there is one, when you lose your senior quarterback Ben Pruski, is that, you know, this young man's getting some valuable snaps. I mean, what can you imagine a bigger challenge in facing Brennan in your first time out? He's held up really well.
They come off the edge. He throws the completion.
Another good
to the
throw.
45. He's forced out of bounds is Jameer Dudley right at midfield, but again, good heat on that fastball.
Yeah.
Taking a look at our Monarch trophies. If you need a trophy, call 210-344-3777. Monarch been with TNL since the very beginning. They provide our champion trophy and the player of the game. They do awards and plaques and anything you can think of for your business, your team. Give Monarch a call. Two split left. Inside handoff again to Smith. Smith's had a quiet but really good night carrying the football as Arendon make the tackle again. And that's going to take us almost all the way down to the fourth quarter, maybe one snap left. Jared Johnson looking at that clock, and they're just going to ride this thing out.
I don't blame him. Take the wind at your back and then see if you put it up.
So we will go to break here with Brennan leading Clemens 27-10. Still got a quarter to play here in Schertz, Texas. Coming right back. Welcome back, Schertz, Texas. Schertz, Cibolo University City Independent School District. Lenhoff Stadium. Clemens hosting the Brennan Bears tonight on TNL. Nathan Alvarez trying to close the gap here for the Buffs. Handoff inside, met by the linebacker after a gain of 5. Elijah Williams standing up. The running back Smith. And we've got another flag.
There may have been some extracurriculars again after the play.
Personal foul on the offense. 15-yard penalty. Peak third down.
A little frustration starting to rear its head, and basically went from 3rd and short to now 3rd and a really long play now needed in order to pick up the sticks.
About 19. Excuse me. 27-10 our score. Clemens still in this ball game with a quarter to go. Last week, Brennan put up 21 points in the 4th against Reagan to break open what was a close game. So a lot of football left to be played here, especially when you got the playmakers that the Buffaloes have, Curry and Frederick DeBose. They're going to fire. That's complete. That's Dudley. He's got a first down. How about that?
I'll tell you what, that's a huge play. I mean, great throw, and then Dudley running with authority once he got it. And I'll tell you what, man, guys are really getting after each other on these one-on-one battles. I mean, your eyes could go in a bunch of different places watching these two teams play football.
And a nice pass again by the sophomore Alvarez. to pick up a Cowboys AC first down.
Yeah, for a guy that's getting his first meaningful snaps on a varsity level, you couldn't tell it. He's really playing a heck of a ball game.
Torian Smith in at running back. Check that. It's Lazarette Banks. He gets to the edge and takes a shot. Ramos over there. It was Malik Tolbert, I believe, as well. Lowered the boom. Stayed in bounds. Clock runs. 2nd down and 9. We'll call it 8.
See, at some point they're going to take a shot here. The clock winding as we move under 10 minutes to go. Certainly got the weaponry to do it, but their burners are to the left.
Looking that way. Alvarez wants to go deep, going to throw it out there. Going to see if Curry can make a catch. They call him out of bounds.
Boy, he really did a nice job with that. He didn't get both feet in, but he just did a great job creating some space for himself to give himself a chance at the football.
Only needed one, and he got real close. Official go right all over it. Let's see how close he got. Oof. Maybe half of his foot was in, half of his out. Good call.
Good job going up and getting the football. So you expect
Tough
basketball skills to come into play.
Sets up 3rd down and 8. Still impressed with Alvarez. Hands it inside. Banks. That's close enough to go for it on 4th down.
Heck yeah. It's a man-sized run and a man-sized hit at the back end of that.
They spot it a full yard short, and it'll be 4th and 1.
Gavin Ramos bringing the noise and bringing the pain.
Yeah, really impressed with the physicality from both squads. It's an intense football game. It's like they know they're playing on TV or something.
I think we get these guys in a parking lot with the lights off. It'd be the same way.
Frederick DeBose, top of your screen, handed off to Banks. He's brought down after a gain of about 2, but he's got the first down. Gets the line, gets the 30, gets the 29. So a Cowboys AC first down for the Buffaloes. Cut it to 10 with a touchdown and an extra point. Here with 8:46 to go.
Yeah, Devin Gonzalez and the rest of his buddies up front doing a really good job. You know, it's just, you know, the old dive play. Gavin Patino. Gotta have a yard, got a yard.
Dudley again here at the bottom. Gonna go deep for the speedster. This ball is caught. Touchdown. Frederick DeBose again. Another flag.
Please, Lord, no. Man, what a dime from Nathan Alvarez.
Wow.
I mean, great catch by DuBose, too, no doubt about it, running and going and getting it, but clearly worth another look. I mean, this young guy's playing his behind off tonight. Look at this. Right on the money.
Great throw, great catch.
Yeah, pass interference, too.
Controlled it all the way to the ground.
Man, these guys, can you imagine what they're going to look like 2 years from now? These two fellas, quarterback and the receiver, both sophomores.
Unbelievable.
You know, talking to Jared Johnston this week, you know, he was talking about the fact that he hated to lose his senior quarterback that worked so hard, Ben Pruski, to earn that position. And he said, I'm going to tell you what, Nathan Alvarez can throw it. He wasn't lying.
He sure could. Inside the Banks, picks up a couple.
And I think that's what he was talking it over with the officials. I mean, because that was, if nothing else, that should have been pass interference on the back end. DuBose made a heck of a play, even with the guy draped over his waist.
I mean, there's so many of these plays, like you can call holding on almost every play, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure that's what Jared Johnston's saying too. Both coaches tonight. Just
well, you can see why
18 penalties for 170 yards.
But you can see why both of these coaches are excited with what they have.
Yeah.
I mean, this is next level.
Here's Alvarez scrambling, does a nice job picking up some yardage before diving down. Still well short of the first down. It's going to set up third and about 15.
Got some jitterbug in him too.
Yeah. Hey, check out Beyond the Game. We showed you at halftime and before with Russ Bookbinder, San Antonio Sports and Valero recognizing teams that have exhibited key values through their actions to learn how parents and teachers and teams can nominate those teams that go beyond the game. Just go to sanantoniosports.org. Banks being strung out here, not going anywhere, and good job by that Brennan D and Tyler Turner again. And again, I think we're going to have a penalty.
You get the feeling that Tyler Turner wouldn't mind if this was a doubleheader.
Exactly, or a wrestling match, or MMA.
He's probably going to go look for another football game after this to go play in.
Both coaches now starting to show their frustrations with really the pace of the game coming to a grinding halt with all the laundry on the field. We're now up to 19 penalties. That'll set up fourth down, and Clemens will punt it away.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's a part of Jared Johnston that wanted to go for it there on fourth down, but, you know, he's one of the best. I think it just, you know, the game's going to tell you what you need to do.
Yeah. Boy, is he good. We had him in the All-Star game a few years back, coaching the San Antonio Sports All-Star game. What a joy he was. A delayed game.
It's good we get to hang out a little bit longer tonight.
Putting together a Tasso instructional video tonight from the Texas Association of Sports Officials.
Where's the czar, dude?
Czar's coming out, 5:40 to go. We got to spruce it up somehow. Punt rolls inside the 10. The uniform czar will come back when we come back with 5:28 to go. We're back with Smile Cam, brought to you by Rhesus Dental and Braces. Love to see the big crowds out here from the spirit groups. Toll-free carries to the 25. Chuck, you would think Brennan would just be really happy if they could just run this clock and run this game out with a 5-minute drive here.
Well, giving it the toll-free, that's a good place to start. Man, he looks a lot bigger as he moves right at you, right?
I think he grew during the game.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
2nd and 1. Change the play. DeBose has his man Campbell to the right-hand side. Acevedo to the left. Keeping himself, looking for the first down. Pushes his own man out of the way and gets the yardage. That'll be a Cowboys AC first down for the Brennan Bears. Evan Tapp on the tackle, and we're back in 15 seconds.
Being a teen ambassador gives me a push to be a better leader of my community, and it makes me happy to be of service to someone.
If you weren't here tonight, you pick up your paper and see, Brennan #1 beat Clemens 27-10. Handled him pretty easy. That would be completely misleading. This Clemens Buffaloes team is going to be start 0-2, but you can bet they're going to be right in the thick of that district battle. These kids are tough. Tough team.
And we're going to see them later this year with Wagner. So, yeah, I'm 100% in agreement. I mean, they got everything you want, right? I mean, you got a defense that'll get after you. They got some speed. They've got some playmakers. We saw that tonight.
Yeah, and
they got a sophomore quarterback that looked the part.
And a just dynamic wide receiver core, safeties, linebackers, young, tough. They're going to be tough. Last week with the loss against Madison, they lose their quarterback, and they had a couple opportunities, scored 5 points. Could have scored a lot more than that, lose 14-5. But as you can see, I mean, they held their own here tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean, in last week, we already mentioned it. So they had the opening kick. They took it down to the 5-yard line and fumbled, and then they had a kick return. They got called back because of penalty.
Now they're going to call penalty on DuBose. Had a little too much to say.
About what you'd expect. I mean, this has been a hard-hitting physical football game, and guys are feeling their oats. Again, we got 2 young teams here, so they're going to learn from it. I know they're going to hear from it from their coaches.
I don't know if he took a shot or felt like he took an extra shot. I saw him turn and push the defender about 5 yards out of bounds. Like, I felt like he thought he got shoved. And maybe this is going to be, offsetting. Maybe they're going to get him for the reaction and the Clemens player for the shove out of bounds. You saw the one guy who lost his hat. That's his second flag, and saw him give a thumb, almost like an ejection signal. So maybe talking that over. I don't think that's necessary at this point in the football game. Multiple fouls on the play. A personal foul. Defense. Unsportsmanlike. Both penalties against Brennan. Set up. I don't even know what the down and distance is going to be from this point. 2nd and 40?
That might be a first. TNL first.
2nd and 40.
Got some mathematicians in the truck, y'all. The refs are getting their steps in tonight.
Not to mention, I mean, if Dak Prescott was an official tonight, the Cowboys have to put him on a pitch count from throwing flags.
Right.
Inside handoff. They're going to get a first down on 2nd and 40 with that, but it's going to take us inside of 3 minutes to play.
Yeah, we're not picking on the refs. I mean, they're just calling what they're seeing.
Yeah.
This is what you get. What you get. And again, better to learn some of these moments now in a game that's pretty much been decided than, you don't want to have some of these lessons that you got to learn in a tight game when you're driving, either trying to ice a clock or maybe come from behind in a one-position game.
Yeah. Agreed. You can't have some of the penalties they've had. At the same time, there's been a couple tonight where guys were just anxious, getting up quickly, and they were some unsportsmanlike calls that you wouldn't see called at the next level or the pro level, but it's good to call it in the high school level because they're high school kids.
Let them know, Coach PJ.
27-10, 2:16 to go. Welcome back, 27-10, 3rd and 39. Brennan gonna run that up the middle and let the clock tick inside of 2 minutes. That will take us inside of 2, as I said, 27-10. They're gonna turn the ball over on downs, give Clemens another possession.
Got a man down.
Got a man down for Clemens, so we will take it with them. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. It's time for the My Collision Center collision of the game. And you know what, Chuck, we had so many to choose from. We decided to put a bunch of them together. Both teams brought the wood tonight. It was fun early, and the intensity continued throughout the entire football game. Physical, intense, well-played game by both teams.
The collisions of the game.
My Collision Center collisions of the game. The old swinging gate formation. Brennan set the punt it away. We'll use every second of this game clock, 15 to snap it. See if they can sit tight for 10 more seconds. And we'll take it inside of a minute 10. 5 to snap. 3. We're gonna take a penalty.
Why not?
They were tinkering on the Guinness Book of World Records. That's 11. Oh, that's timeout. He took the timeout, not the penalty. It is time for our Big City Plumbing play of the night. And guess what? Chuck, that's your guy. I'll let you call it in 12, 11, 10.
All I know is 5 is alive. Mercy. It's going to be fun watching this kid grow up.
Frederick DeBose taking it to the house. Bright spot for the Buffaloes. Also big night for Jason Love of the Brennan Bears. 3 touchdowns on the night. Ashton DeBose, 8 for 19 for 104 yards through the air. 13 carries for 61 yards. And now they'll punt it away with a minute 12 to go. Armando Acevedo. Now what? Timeout.
Let's put some more people on TV.
Did we tell you at the Cowboys next week on Thursday Night Football?
Very
Fired up
nice.
about that one?
Heck yeah.
Fired up about the Longhorns and the Aggies kicking off their season this weekend. UTSA at Illinois. We're back in 2 weeks when we've got New Braunfels and Judson. As if Brandeis in week 1, Brennan the number 1 team in week 2, Judson the number 2 team at the moment in week 3. And we've seen, blue chippers so far this season, DeBose being one of them. Next week, the Judson Rockets have a couple of juniors that are big time, like OU, Texas A&M recruits. This Johnny Bowen's kid, big number 9, is really special. And they got a wide receiver who really had a good summer in camps, who's now getting looks.
Rodney's doing a really good job with those guys again, too. That's a huge win on opening week.
At DeSoto. Kind of shocked the state. Get this one away. Good kick, bounces at midfield. Would be down right there at the 48. With 1:04 to go. Brennan in control now. Okay, uniforms are. All right, here we go. What do you think, Chuck, the Clemens uniforms?
Overall, I'd give it a thumbs up.
I do too.
It's good. It's a good look.
It's a good look. What I like their blue. I don't know, it's not quite royal, but it's a good blue, and it really contrasts well with the yellow. I'm not a huge fan of the cap sleeve, but it's working for them. They're doing what you can do when you have a buffalo as your mascot. I mean, that's better than what the Bills have. Right?
I kind of like the Bills one too, though.
Yeah. Brennan, on the other hand, they've got a great black uniform. I love their helmet. Brennan, that black matte finish is really good. I'm not a huge fan of their white uniform compared to their black uniform, but again, good color scheme, Pittsburgh Steeler look. Helmet's great. The paint on the helmet's great.
Yeah,
metallic B.
Little Boston Bruin feel to it.
Yeah, yep. Always has, and then they added those stars when you do something good.
Is that what those are called on their sleeves, though? A capped look, Mr. Blackwell?
A cap sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've always liked the scratches, the bear scratches. They've added those to their uniforms before. What I don't like is I think you always have to go with a stripe on the pant or a plain pant. Vertical print doesn't work for me. Stripe, make that a stripe. But it's okay, kids like this kind of stuff. I'm the old guy. It's a good, all in all, 2 clean uniforms.
Yeah.
The Brennan black is really good.
I always like what these teams do. I mean, the imagination that goes into these uniforms is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the fact that the districts let their athletic directors kind of work with the rep at the uniform company and design what the kids like these days. And kids are excited every time they get a new uni. Clemens sporting the Adidas and Brennan the Under Armour.
And that's going to do it.
That'll do it. Clock hits 0. It's the Brennan Bears 27, the Clemens Buffaloes 10 in a game even more competitive than the score indicates. Steve Bazer's team is ranked number 1, and they are 2-0. We're coming back to give out the hardware and run it all down for you when we come back.
This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry and sponsored by Vulcan Materials Company, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, Risa's Dental and Braces, Cowboys AC, South Texas Vocational Tech, Central Med, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, San Antonio Sports, Valero, Rhino Roofers, My Collision Center, Air Today Heating and Air Conditioning, Guild Mortgage, Beluga Air, Big City Plumbing, and Monarch Trophy Studio. Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights postgame show, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Downstairs to Zach Hedrick.
Hey, Don, thanks so much. Joined with our player of the game and Coach Bazer from the Brennan Bears, and handing out the player of the game hardware first, and it goes to sophomore running back Jason Love. Jason, I'm going to hand this to you right here. Congrats, sir, on a great game. We had you at 52 yards, one touchdown receiving, and then a couple touchdowns and 54 yards on the ground. It was a tough sledding at first. What finally got you guys going?
We're doing a little rough in the first half, but during halftime, the coaches are drawing stuff up, just putting us in the position to win, just telling us what to do, and we were executing. That's all it was.
What did you guys learn about your team tonight? Because it was a slugfest.
We learned that we start off slow, and we gotta change that. But we usually get our mind right after we score. We just need a little bit of momentum.
Okay, so somewhere in the third quarter there was a fumble, and your center picked it up and was trucking along a little bit. What were you guys saying in the huddle during that?
We were just telling him. He was saying, like, I said the running backs go through he's got it right in his hands. And he got like 10 yards off of the sideline. Was going crazy. Everybody was going crazy.
Well, Jason, great game, sir. We're gonna try and get Coach Baser over here real quick. Jason, great game, sir. Appreciate it. Coach Baser.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Well, you were telling me before the game, Brennan Fight Never Dies. You were in a fight tonight.
Oh yeah, and that's one of the reasons we have the logo. Like I told you before, I had always admired some other schools, namely Kerrville-Tivy, how they just never stop fighting no matter what. And I thought they had the patent or whatever, but like I said, I went to the Houston area, saw somebody else had it, and I said, you know what? If I ever get a school, we're going to say Brennan Fight Never Dies, and here we are.
Your defense put the clamps down on them, and then your offense finally got going. What adjustments were successful in the second half?
Well, early they came out in like a couple new looks that we hadn't seen, which kind of expected them to do, but obviously you didn't know what they were going to be, so we had to adjust to those early. I thought their defense played really hard. This was a grinder of a game, both sides. Both teams wanted to run it. They were blocking hard. We were blocking hard. They were defending hard. We were defending hard. A lot of tackling going on and all that kind of stuff. And, I felt like we made some penalty mistakes. And then the special teams, touchdown killed us. But outside of that, hopefully those are fixable deals. And, we can move forward on a more positive note. But, at the end of the day, it's about getting a W. And whether it's ugly or pretty or whatever, a W is a W. And I'd rather win ugly than lose pretty. So we got the W, I guess.
Well, Coach, we'll let you go celebrate this one. So thank you so much for the time. Appreciate it,
guys. Appreciate you guys.
Chuck and Don, back up to y'all.
Steve Baser. He's one of our favorites.
Yeah.
Good guy. Good coach, too. 27-10, the final. We're coming back to wrap it up when we come back.
Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights postgame show, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Time for our Taco Cabana game time highlights. Brennan winning it 27-10 tonight. Although it was a struggle. Clemens came to play. They were up 3-0 when Jason Love scored his first touchdown to give Brennan their first lead of the game. Then they got the ball right back after the kickoff, fumble on first down, and within 30 seconds, the Bears score twice. Again, it's Jason Love, this time from Ashton DeBose, made it 14-3. That was our score at halftime. Avron Carter made it 21-3 in the third quarter, and then check out the 91-yard return by the speedster, Frederick DeBose. That got Clemens back in it. It was 21-10, but Jason Love, his third touchdown of the game, 27-10. It was a love fest tonight, Chuck.
Indeed it was, but what a great game in terms of two teams spilling it on both sides of the football. And, Brennan, obviously, as deep as they are, able to outlast Clemens here at the end, but it was really a pleasure to watch two teams really go at it and really show off their wares tonight here on Thursday Night Lights.
Remember, we're taking a week off next week for Cowboys Buccaneers. We're coming back in 2 weeks with New Braunfels and Judson. And it takes a whole crew to put this together. For Brian Watts, heading things up in the truck, our executive producer extraordinaire, Chris Kotfus. For Chuck McAtinnick and Zach Hedrick down on the sidelines, Jeffrey Ovatter, our spotter tonight, and Funky Cole, Nicholas Medina on stats. Appreciate all their hard work. We're coming back in 2 weeks on Thursday Night Lights.